cleric, so he can definitely do it.
Zacharias knows of a certain wizard who might take offense to that.
Yeah.
This city is most likely very well defended by people who have an interest in keeping it safe.
Yeah, it seems like it definitely. It was just an idle thought. It would be fun to see the destruction.
See the world burn.
Yes, some people just want that. I just want that.
Move out.
Move out.
It's quite an army we have now. It's cool. It's awesome.
It is. With the augmentation of the bugbears, we have the strength of numbers as well as our organizations. It'll be a force to be reckoned with, especially if we attack with a surprise.
Are you gonna make the dragon before we attack?
Yes.
Cool.
We better find that token.
Do you still owe Chiron a favor for getting the skull for the dragon?
What?
Chiron wanted the skull.
Oh, we did make a throne for you while the bones were just laying there. Isn't that enough?
No.
Temporary.
He wants Barkley back.
So, right. Zacharias would like to actually speak to Brother Thrain again.
Certainly arrange a meeting, although it might be a little, late today. Tomorrow, perhaps.
Yeah, he will send for for arranging a meeting with him.
Now this is the wrong side to be if you're human.
So let's see here. If I remember correctly, we know that Dwergar are coming out of Last Home. So it seems to me that we don't really know where they are. Like, we don't know if they have a village or a stronghold or something around here. Seems likely since they're coming out of Last Home. We could just camp in there and wait for them to show up.
We could.
Yeah.
And basically tell them that, yes, take us to your leader.
We surrender. We're captives.
Yes. Exactly that. Let's see here. So in Telengardian history, the Dwergar fought like a bit of war with the dwarves, right?
Very.
Yeah.
Very, very bloody war.
Good thing none of the playing dwarves.
Is there a lot of dwarves in town?
It has a big amount of dwarves, actually, yes. It is known for having the pretty much largest sort of community of dwarves of any city.
I'm thinking maybe we should bring a few dwarves as presents or something. Show our good faith. We're here. Take us to your leader. Also have this dwarf.
Pretty much,
like a fruit basket, but more hairy.
Are you calling dwarves fruity?
No, I'm calling them hairy.
Harry the dwarf.
basically, 1 in 6 people could be a dwarf.
Oh,
It's a lot of dwarves.
the dwarven agenda. It's poisoning the
They
town.
have a large minority, really.
A large minority.
A place where they gather
Mm-hmm.
to, talk about dwarven culture and such.
We could probably send someone out to gather some dwarves for us. Alphas would love it, I think.
It's not as good as gathering dwarves as he is taking care of them afterwards, though.
Trick maybe then. He's pretty good at.
Most likely be able to lure some in,
Yeah. What do you think?
especially if he has a day to prepare.
Yeah. Well, what do you guys think? Do you think that's a good idea?
Sure.
I think it's a good idea. We wanted to check that house out anyways.
Yeah.
And metagaming perspective, it's marked on the map, so surely it's important.
Surely it is.
You'd be surprised, actually.
It is. I mean, it is. It is the only place we know that definitely are around. Like we could go like rampaging the countryside or like look in the mountains, but I mean it just seems so futile. and waste of
You
time.
know, there are
just-
rumors that they live in the mountains.
Yeah. But I mean,
You know for a fact that Dwagar don't live anywhere where people know they live.
yeah,
They all have hidden mountain fortresses.
yeah. So finding a hidden mountain fortress is probably pretty difficult.
Yeah, because it's hidden.
Probably.
And I mean, and none of us are really good trackers, I seem to recall.
I want to get
Well, you
lost in
know,
the mountains. You've
Chiron
been
is-
staying there for a month. Everything's
It's
failed.
oh, it's a thorn arise. What the fuck?
Iron is
lost
confident,
the
but that
portal.
doesn't mean much.
Fools.
We are lost in the mountains. Help!
Scry my way out.
It's that way. I'll just teleport my way out.
Someone has an
Teleport
anti-magic
fly.
ring,
Damn it!
like a kilometer radius. These mountains. Who picked
Kilometer.
it up?
Ooh!
We can't take it off, and we can't remove the curse. There's no magic.
Then we are truly lost.
That would actually be a horrible curse.
What a horrible night to
Curse-
have.
Not
curse-
to have a curse.
Cursed ring of anti-magic field
Yep.
can never be removed,
Well, you can chop off the finger.
I suppose.
Right. So, well, then Jack will ask Trig how confident he feels he is to lure a few dwarves into a trap to be captured.
He probably say that that should not be too hard.
Excellent. Jack will allow him to take, some minions with him for such a task, if he feels he needs them.
Doesn't really seem to need minions.
Good.
He's quite capable as it is.
Jack will then, guess go back to the manor and plot.
Back to the manor, back into the workshop until midnight.
And yeah, sending out the note to meet Brother Thrain. Straight to bed, it seems. All right.
No, that just happened to be where I could reach.
Of course.
Of course.
And so goes that day.
Yes.
And now day 4. You also have quite a few minions here. And now, just to remind you guys, because I think you might have forgotten, when you took the leadership feat, you got an organization, but you also got the ability to create basically an NPC that would be your contact in a certain area, or help you with a certain task.
Mm-hmm.
Someone from your backstory, probably, who comes back and in some way aids you. I don't know if you'll really make use of this yet. You certainly can, and Gastenhall is not a bad place. Now, another thing is that that you will have to soon decide if you want your organization to basically stay here, or if you want to come with you into battle, because then they'll have to be sent off soon.
That's easy for
Go
Chiron at least.
there. So, it's also a choice to make. What you want to do with them. I think Zacharias, or the Void Senate, is basically close to being what we'll call an established organization, meaning that it can function without him being around.
Right.
It has a goal, it has something to do, and that is a status that then will be carried on throughout the play. And you can basically choose or establish your organization in some place and with some goal if you want to, and then you will not have to direct them as sort of directly, or you can use them more as a personal cult of personality that walks around with you and does your stuff. And I'm just telling you this now because in the future books it might be important what you did and where they are and what they have the capacity to do.
Yep.
Just telling you that before.
The Void Senate certainly has the agenda for that is basically to entrench themselves into to Gastenhall and especially, infiltrate and control as much of this new academy that we helped create as possible. Because that seems to be a very, very interesting and powerful resource to have in the future. That's definitely what they are gonna do. I sent you some more messages before, Malika, if you saw.
More secrets.
Yes.
Everyone has secrets. But only some wish to share them.
I
Or
don't
if you
know.
share a secret, it's not really a secret.
I don't think Marcus has any secrets. He's pretty open. This is when we learn that Jake has written basically a whole book of stuff for Marcus and been constantly in contact with Malachi over these months.
Like
But
all
it's-
those times when he'd actually been offline, he'd actually just been invisible mode.
Yeah,
Messaging?
exactly. And now, exactly, and
You thought Grimmith wrote a lot.
exactly. But Jake
Jonas?
does it
In
all.
2 weeks, it's gonna come out as a trilogy. What Marcus did in Brandiscar.
Oh man, it's gonna be great.
Jonas, do you think that's
They
adequate damage
don't
for
even
me?
have soap in Brenderscar.
The master stroke. It's gonna be great.
Jonas, is that damage from the Hellhounds adequate for you?
It seems fine. Brother man!
It's important.
It is.
Well, it is now day 4.
Alright.
And in that case, in the morning, Kyron will get a knock on his door.
Oh, Kyron will tell you to come in.
I mean, Zazurius has a engraved sheath with a rather brightly glowing weapon inside of it.
I see you've finished your crafting.
I sure have. I hope you're ready to kill some angels soon. I shock it towards you.
Yes.
Finish you.
Kyron,
Want to touch this filthy blade?
Kyron will catch
Riddle
it.
that splinters on the floor. No! What did you do?
I'm ready regardless, but I do appreciate your effort in this. Does certainly look pretty.
I can tell you, if you're slicing an angel of that, no matter what kind of divine barrier they have up, that will probably cut through it. The question is as long as you can hit them, which you're normally quite good at, unlike Marcus.
I have something I want to run by you guys.
And
Because the
Our
shadow web,
characters or our guys?
about my organization.
Like the players or the characters?
I like players.
Okay.
Because my organization are not really, the fighting types. And I had this talk with Manikai today that it would be good that they were established in the town like, Jonas people. But I am not sure where I could establish them. Manikai suggested the vampires. Because, they are kind of secrecy and live underground.
I simply suggested that there might be that your organization could be something akin to that
Yeah.
in some way or fashion. But it is really up to you. I'm not
Well,
going to talk too much about the subject.
I think it's a good idea, since they spy on people. It wouldn't make sense to keep them around cash all the time, because where are they gonna spy?
put them in the capital. That would be useful, I guess, if you manage to do that.
Put them in a what?
In
In
the
the
capital, in what's it called? Metherin, is that
Metherin.
the capital? Yeah.
You do know that that the capital is known for being very zealous and the most devout Mithrin place in the whole kingdom. There, it is basically a city where you would expect the average citizen to be lawful good and a devout follower of Mithra.
Someone is poking
Meaning
around
that
with candy wrapper.
It is basically the same as you would find in the camp of a crusade.
Well, the shadow.
Except people who are very devout, and anyone is basically willing to be a martyr.
the Shadow Web are well trained in not being, seen.
Who's making that sound?
I think it's
Oh.
Tina.
Hell.
It's super distracting.
Sorry.
Establishing anything at the moment in Methrin might be very hard.
So, question. All right. So these organizations, are they gonna go national at some point? I mean, if we establish them in a town, are they? Like,
They will be focused on that town for the moment.
Mhm.
However, growing will always be a semi-goal.
Okay. Good.
Basically, tell them something you want them to do, and they will do it to their best of their ability. You can always call upon them to do something.
I mean, something is something.
Traveling is not really a problem for you anymore. At least that's the thought, that you have teleportation and such at your disposal.
We do.
And as such, having them placed in some location is not as bad as it would have been before.
So I guess it depends.
Really depends on what you want them to do.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. What do you want the Shadow Web to do?
I want them to be, everywhere. To spy on people, to always have information,
So basically, you want to set them up like a thieves guild. It sounds like.
Kinda, yeah.
Peace
But
Guild of the
Shadow
Dark
Broker.
Brotherhood, eyes and ears everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want something stolen, if you want some information, if you want someone framed or blackmailed or killed, you can contact the Shadow Web if you know the right connections, if you know the necessary dark incantations needed.
The Night Mother will.
Yeah, the Night Mother, that's Cash.
Yeah.
She's the Night Mother.
Mhm.
She lives in this casket.
Oh god.
No, that'll be me in a bit.
In a coffin.
Blah.
You live in a coffin, but you'll not look
Coffins and caskets are like the
I mean,
same
you have
thing.
to speak in like a fake Bulgarian accent when you.
Blah,
Possibly in riddles.
Blah.
boy.
Blah,
My
blah,
name is
blah.
Marcus Thornblade, and I want to suck your blood.
I want to suck your blood.
You're gonna throw a
I want
wine
to
glass
teach you
all
my
the time.
school of fighting.
1, 2, 3 sword strikes. Ah.
Ah, ah, ah. 0 hits. Ah, ah, ah.
Yep.
Well, that's the count from Sesame Street, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Ah.
He's great. Everyone loves the count.
God, once that happens, I'm gonna have to make a bunch of count references, aren't I?
And
Yes.
That'll be so good.
the only thing you're gonna eat for breakfast is Count Chocula.
Yeah.
And,
Well, if I don't really.
And every time, we're in a fight, people now have to shout at you, "Die, monster! You do not belong in this world."
Yeah.
One enemy.
But yeah, I mean, you can definitely. I mean, they seem to be. If you set them up like a thieves guild,
Mm.
thieves guild / Dark Brotherhood,
Mm.
that seems like something they could do.
Yeah. That is what I really, really want. And don't
I mean-
sing the Spice Girls song.
I was about to.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, go. You can do it.
Kind of the idea I had for my organization as well was to turn it into like an into almost like the shadow broker kind of idea. Yeah. I've got so much connection buying and selling information, contacts, that kind of stuff.
You could also, in regards of Asuras, I mean, you have this fire motif going. You could definitely
Definitely.
set it up as a sectarian, like secret cult thing. Like, oh, we revere the light, like from fire. But then, as you get deeper in, you realize, no, it's not actually the light from the fire. It's the fire itself. It's the fire from hell.
Ah ha ha.
Exactly.
That's the laugh. The
That
exact laugh.
it seemed that one would be harder to put in, but
The
No, but-
Cathedral of Mithra here in Gastonhall is the fire undying.
There you go. And you are the cult of the living flame.
The Count left the house.
Yeah, that sounds very, through the Mithran ear, that sounds very inquisitional.
it's making me very tempted. Like, could I take over the Inquisition?
Kind of fun.
Maybe you
It's
could.
probably not. I think it's probably a big organization.
Huh?
But I mean,
Imposition
No one
Bring it
stands
in
up to my
big one.
charisma.
But I mean,
no one can stand up to my charisma and good
nothing-
appearance.
nothing is impossible. I mean, I have worked quite a bit at infiltrating and taking over the academies.
You know, if that
Right
guy,
now, you're planting the seeds.
Yes, exactly.
you know, that guy that is friends with Thorn, he can do it.
Thrain.
Mm-hmm. He has his alignment, and they don't question that.
Well, they will if things start to. The thing is, he wants to keep it himself secret, and that's definitely very important. That's again why I'm moving kind of slow with the Void Senate.
Yeah, of course.
You need to blend in, you know.
But
But for
Azorius members are not evil, are they?
yes, they
Well,
are.
yes.
Oh.
But all of
And
our
none
organizations
of
are
them are
technically
going
evil.
to be good.
I love kittens. Like,
And flames.
exactly.
Well, I don't
No,
know
the
how
kittens.
far they have gone in his organization. Because they're not actually evil, more like neutral. Just the benefit of the information. Of course, they would never help the priest because
Yeah,
that.
generally, people in your organization are going to be generally.
Yeah, but you know, they're not
Because
gonna help.
Even someone who's like, I kind of don't really care about that. It's like, but you're murdering everyone with a horrible death plague. It's kind of hard not to care.
Well, that's true. But I didn't know how far they all have gone since Timian
Just
kind
like
of.
holding your own alignment.
What is Timian's alignment?
Really sure. I really had that discussion with Timian about his.
Well,
his
the thing is,
moral-
Marcus can.
moral
When Marcus
outlook.
walks past, all he has to do is spend two
thoughts
move
and
actions.
statements. So
We can have a deep interview with him.
it's like lawful good. But I think
Yeah,
You are the traitor.
all Marcus has to do is spend two move actions, and he knows his alignment pretty much.
Yeah.
So
is
but
that invasive.
But for Cash's organization, I think a Thieves Guild type of stuff could definitely work, combined with a sort of an assassin arm.
like
of
it's a
it.
Dark Brotherhood and the Thieves Guild combined.
Yeah, basically, that's the Shadow Web. With the Dark Mother or something something similar to which they all swear that the
Mother of spiders.
Mother of Spiders, the
Dark Matron.
Madam Web.
Well, the thing is, it
Just
does.
go with Cruella DeVille and get it
Yeah,
over
it was like a code of Dalmatians.
Yeah, I don't.
I like whatever. I like Madam Web. That's great.
I don't want to be called Madam Web though.
Oh,
if you're gonna have your last name be Webb, you gotta have two
be like
B's.
evil childhood stories that Madam
Yeah,
Web take you.
it's gonna
Right.
be.
yes,
Web.
I agree with Jake. That should be the nickname for Cash.
No.
What? But it's
What?
perfect. It's perfect. Like a madam, you are like coy and secret, and you use blackmail. Maybe you like run a prostitution ring, and then you like get information like, oh, the senator thus and thus was at the prostitution ring, and we actually got some information and stuff out from him. It's pretty great. Like the girls pump him for information, and then you can blackmail him
Oh.
by telling his wife and family. And,
Prostitution is illegal, so you could certainly blackmail someone with that.
yeah, exactly.
You're gonna make me sound like Littlefinger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Exactly. That's perfect.
Yeah.
We might as well just call you that. I mean,
You're not gonna call me Littlefinger.
we are now. I am.
It's Madam Web. We've already decided.
You're not gonna call me Madam Web.
I'm gonna totally call you Madam Web.
No, you're
I
not.
mean, you,
It's just
you don't have
something
to
to
call
think
yourself
about.
Madam Web. We are.
You can of course always at one point in this campaign call upon your characters, the person from your past who can come your contact, who can aid you immensely in some task, or with some information or some such. However, you can only do that once. You'll of course always have that person in that position who can aid you.
It's kind of gonna be lonely without Raichu.
But beyond that point, this is more for Chiron. But beyond that point, I mean, currently you haven't really done that with your organization. So beginning to establish him now, when the next organization meeting happens, so that happens. The voice in it certainly has a bit of a head start.
Maybe I should buy a brothel then.
Like start taking out and taking over the other thieves, like organize them, basically create a union. Everyone is part of the web, and if you're not, well, there's gonna be some unfortunate accident. I don't know if the town actually has a thieves guild already.
What about the?
You know that there is actually quite a lot of organized crime in Gaston Hall.
Oh well, we
It is
gotta.
the most of a safe spot. It's mostly against foreigners, though.
Well, we're gonna conquer them and kick them out.
It's the vampires,
The vampires don't organize crime.
don't they? I thought
Oh, what the
Don't
hell
put
would
the-
they do that for?
the
They
blood
just cut
tax and
taxes.
all that. I was like, okay.
No, all right. The blood tax you've learned is what the criminals of this city calls it when someone just disappears and the crime lords decide to do nothing about it.
Oh, okay. It's
If
not
someone just
even-
disappears, then that's just part of the people who have fought back have been horribly murdered, and their whole family has been disappearing. So
Oh.
people don't do that.
Yeah.
We
okay,
just
that makes
accept
sense.
that there will be losses every month, and that's just how that is.
And we even have like a proper business arrangement with the vampires. That could certainly come in handy for the Shadow Web, perhaps.
Yeah.
There are different ways. Thinking
Well-
about it is probably a good idea because
Cash
time is
didn't
going.
bow to him. Maybe he's angry at her.
Maybe depends on how petty he is.
Hmm. Well, that
Didn't you
is
said
how.
we had to get like a license to be mercenaries, right?
Yes, you have to be registered mercenaries. It's not
that's
really
gonna work.
something that works very well in Talingard. Since,
what-
they're loose cannons.
What
Can't
we
really-
need for the Hell Knights is basically once you become a vampire, we basically go the Blood Dragon route. Just create Blood Keep. It's like this
Maybe you should make your own
horrific
house.
fortress monastery
I'm
of
just
the
gonna-
Hell Knights.
I mean, perhaps for now, having the Hell Knights around for the battle is not so great idea. Their ruthlessness is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
They're a pretty good fighters, right?
I'll have
Theoretically.
Grumblejack. Grumblejack can certainly lead them. That has worked
mean-
well in the past.
I mean, I taught them, so how good can they really be?
So, is Marcus gonna feed on your people?
I'm gonna feed it Timian.
God, not Timian, no.
Blood Squire.
Of course you are. It's blood.
Okay,
Exactly, the
okay,
blood
maybe
squire.
Maybe they will do pretty good. That was not power attacking or anything, so I mean, maybe the Hell Knights will do all right.
It's the new sword.
I
Well,
know
speaking
it's
of the
good.
sword, I should probably add mine.
Yes, you should
Yeah, there you
probably
go.
do that.
I mean, 31.
Add one.
Jesus.
Uh,
I rolled. I don't know. Anyway,
Oh well.
so what can the Hell Knights really do? Like in the town, like what are we gonna like pass them off as? Like homeless people in the warehouse and they don't do anything?
No, but that's what
I
Mannequin
Establish
say.
them as hobos.
We can
Yeah.
and call upon their power later on.
the power of hobo.
Like they're all alcoholics
It's
now.
like when it comes
Sitting
time
around.
if we were to sack the city, it's like the hobo uprising has begun.
Yeah, we'll punch us with like bottles and stuff.
Yeah, bottles that are actually swords and like disguised as bottles. Why does that bottle
hobos
reach all the way
disguised
over
as
here?
bottles?
No,
What?
the swords of the hobos.
Oh god, that image is just
Just like a bottle sitting in an alleyway, just like, oh, look, a bottle.
Hell, Knights have come far.
Yes.
Exactly.
Grumblejack, like, I did not join for this.
Our bottle disguises our state of the art.
This is bullshit.
Goes back into his old picture, like, "Grr,
God damn.
I gotta have a little more drink. Well, but it's something to consider. Because, yeah, it's day 4 now. Remember the contact. That's a very powerful tool you can use at some point.
I mean,
I
Is it
have to
someone
talk
from,
to
like,
you about that.
The
Yes,
faster,
it's
you
always-
the faster you establish it, the more use you can have out of them, right?
I mean, yeah, there's
You say you can. We say you can only use it once. So you said.
You only have one. Yes.
like in the campaign ever.
Yes.
You only have one, but you can use it multiple
Like,
times.
if he's a guy, like, oh yeah, this guy's a priest who has sympathy for my cause and stuff like that. You know, it
Yeah, well, I mean, I
might
was
be
gonna
useful.
say the only person that I can think of right now is my mentor, and I kind
I mean,
of hate
it
him.
is-
So
Basically, a non-combatant cohort.
I mean, your mentor. I don't know what kind of relationship you had with him, but he can. I mean, he was like a fallen paladin,
he
hiding in the middle of everything.
he sold me
you
out to
had
the Inquisition. So no.
maybe you had other friends before you fell, friends who would still be more interested in helping you than hurting you. Perhaps, you can think of something, I'm sure. I mean, Marcus
Yeah,
probably doesn't just know one guy.
It's true.
There's this guy he was with on the wagon trail to Brandiscar, perhaps in the same cell.
Yeah.
They talked.
So all of these guys around me in
Yeah.
the same cell. Yeah, I'll think about it.
But that's something you can
like-
do. You don't have to do it now, but it's something to think about.
I'll probably talk to you with in private with that, Monica.
Sure.
How is it gonna be private when I'm there?
Yeah, we need to kill you first.
Okay. I mean,
Marcus, Kyron.
So Malachi, kill Tina, torch the house, get out of there, and then we can talk.
What?
Okay.
Seems a bit extreme.
Yeah, well, if you want to keep the secret, that's the only way I see it.
I could
What
just
is-
tell her to, listen to some music with her headphones.
Okay, fine.
That's what I've done every time.
I like my idea better though.
Stay in the cellar.
Oh,
Torching the house.
go away.
You don't have a cellar.